fuck it. Bet they don't like me now, fuck it. I bet they don't like me now, fuck it. I bet they don't like me now. I bet they don't like me now, fuck it. Bet they don't like me now.
Mixed Webby.
10,
9,
8,
7,
6, 4,
3,
2,
1.
showtime.
Sueros. Vegas strong, son.
Everybody, and we're live. How's everybody doing out there? I'm your boy Tony Vegans, and this is my man
Danny Ssonn.
Welcome to the 116th episode of Pedals Up Podcast. Every time I say the numbers, man, I always smile because it's big numbers we've gone through so far. How was your week?
Good, man.
What you been doing?
Bikes. Wait, I went to your house. We took apart a bike, the McCargy.
Yes.
So that was cool. So yeah, I could be doing some things, getting ready for the SoCal show. So that's
Definitely getting ready.
Definitely something we aiming for right now. You know what I'm
Definitely getting ready for that SoCal show. It's gonna be a great show, and I'm excited for that. I've just been chilling. I've been watching a lot of material to improve myself, my business, my workflow, the Pedals Up podcast. So I'm trying to stop watching unnecessary things that I can actually build me up. So like this just unnecessary TikTok stuff and YouTube stuff and just stuff that doesn't matter. But I'm watching more things that actually, how to do a lot more things on YouTube and try to get more subscribers and all that kind of stuff and building something. So that's my trip right now.
Yeah.
So and all the e-bike stuff. I've been watching a lot of stuff on e-bike stuff. So that's been my thing this whole last week. I've been staying up to like 3 o'clock in the morning.
The
every night.
University of YouTube is
The
an
University
amazing
of YouTube, guy.
But like the crazy thing is like you'll be watching something like for a good bit where you're like, wow, this is amazing, and then it'll take one video to set you down the wrong wormhole, and then you're in conspiracies again. The frogs, man! I'm telling you, man, the frogs. You're over here watching Alex Jones.
Exactly. So I mean, that's just what it is. You are what you feed yourself.
Yes.
So it's like if you feed yourself nonsense, you're just gonna be a nonsense type of person. I'm starting to feed myself a lot of positive things and a lot of good things out there. Like the Jimmy Peak show. Nancy caught me watching the Jimmy Peak show on the couch, and those are things that fuel me. Those are things that I understand. Those are the things that I'm feeding my mind. Watching stupid shit on all the other stuff is pretty dumb. So don't waste your time on that. But I know what you can watch, and it's always a positive thing. Pedals Up Podcast every Thursday night. Okay, we are on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe on there. We're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. And for the latest information, just watch the Instagram for Pedals Up Podcast, and we got all our stuff on there. So that's where you guys can find us. And if you know somebody that's coming new to the game and stuff, and if you think that it'd be cool for them to watch us, so just let them watch us, and then
Of course,
we'll go
it's
from
gonna
there.
be cool for
It's
them
gotta
to
be
watch
cool.
us.
It's
You know what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
cool.
And while you're watching us, why not ride a cool bike? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like one of our sponsors, man. Like
Yeah.
they got cool bikes.
Like our sponsors are great. So like this guy right here.
So I'm
Bassett.
saying, man. It's one of the leading when it comes to the BMX, man. Definitely leaders of that school. So yeah, man, Bassett.
America.
Pretty much.
American-made bike. America. They make sure it's America bike. So thank you very much, Bassett, for being one of our sponsors. Who else? Brad Marlin.
Yeah.
Hey, man. That guy's just,
Hey, the rack's still
Mr.
holding
Cool.
up. The bike's
the
still
rack is still holding up.
You guys
The-
did it then.
We did it. The rack is still holding up. He hung up all the bikes. He is having, he's just a cool dude to talk to, man. He's just, I always enjoy myself every time I have a conversation with him about, bikes and stuff. But or just life. But thank you, Brad
Like,
Marlin.
what's one thing eventually when you end up having bikes, like eventually, like as much as you want to not, like eventually one of your bikes is gonna end up in the house. Like there's gonna be the house bike. There's always gonna be one house bike.
He's got 3 still in the garage.
Is my bed, and then a little bit of space, and then my bombita, and then a space, and then my closet. I mean, the wife is cool with it, so I'm like, hey,
cool with it.
if she's cool with it, I'm cool with it.
So thank you, Brad Marlin, for being one of our sponsors. Who's next?
Bah!
Jimmy
Speaking
Peak.
of one of the coolest fucking YouTube channels out there, man, Peak Cycles, with all that great information when it comes to just these custom cruisers, just everything that you need to know about these bikes, man. Very detailed videos.
I was really stuck on his show. I was watching the wheel portion of it. I'm talking about hubs and bottom brackets and rims and how wide and how wide the hubs have to be. And Jimmy even quizzed me, and I passed and everything. But yeah, man, it's like Jimmy Peak's show, the Peak Cycle Show on YouTube. So informative for all the guys that are out there that are trying to build their bikes, and they just need a little encouragement by just like taking something to reference. If you really type in other cruisers, bikes and stuff, it's kind of scarce, but Jimmy really covers a lot of it. So make sure to check out Jimmy Peak Cycles on YouTube, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, who else we got?
E3 with E3 School of Engraving. That's heavy metal engraving. That means everything from bumpers to everything, from cars to bikes to everything that you can think of, man.
Toenails.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, E3 School of Engraving, a 2-day course out here in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
Like, learn you a new skill today.
Learn you a new skill. I mean, everybody's got to learn something, and at some time, and you guys all want engraving to do. So if you take a course over the weekend, it's probably costing you the same amount, or
probably less.
A lot less. A whole lot less. I'm sorry, a whole lot less. Because why? Because it's only a small amount for your big future.
Yeah.
It's only a small amount for your big future. I'm telling you, don't figure things out on yourself. Like the artist that we have today, she learns a trade and she's doing good at it. So yeah, that's a good thing to do. So E3 School Engraving, and we're graduates from that. HP Cruiser, man, Robert just be putting up heat. The guy's a legend. He's just a legend in itself. If you guys do not have a HP Cruisers, please look up HP Cruisers. He is like the main master of all these bike building frames and fabrication and stuff.
It's crazy the evolution, man, from the round tube to the square tube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's just doing crazy stuff like one-off frames. So I'm really excited how many HB frames we're going to see out there at the SoCal show. All right, what's next?
Coast to
coast trophies, the best coast to coast trophies known to mankind. I'm telling you right now, if you want to look like a champ, you call up Coast to Coast Trophies, and they got a trophy to make you look even better than that champ. Boom! Damn, plug. So yeah, Coast to Coast Trophies. They're also the sponsor for the Bike of the Year, a Bike of the Week, and Bike of the Month type of thing. So in the Bike of the Year, I know they're going to have like this crazy looking trophy. So I'm really excited what that trophy is going to look like. So thank you very much, Coast to Coast Trophies. Who's next?
Yes.
Marissa Mays.
Light Me Up San Diego.
Light Me Up San Diego. Hey.
Get lit and don't get hit, son. All the cool bikes. I mean, the cool, when it comes to lights, all the cool lights. Wrap your whole frame, wrap your wheels, wrap your trailer. Wrap whatever you got. She got all them cool lights, rechargeable, battery, whatever you're looking for. And if you want her at one of your events, you can even reach out, man, because she does her thing when it comes to this stuff out there in San Diego, putting it down. And she could hook you up with a house. Or maybe you're looking to sell a house if you're out in the San Diego area. Definitely reach out, man. She is the plug. She is the hookup, man.
Try to keep everything in the community. So start off with your community, buy a house in your community, and if you can't find someone then in the community, then go somewhere else. But she is amazing at what she does. So, Light Me Up San Diego, and she's also a realtor. So, Marissa Mays. All right, who's next? That's all of them.
Boom.
Ooh, that's all of them right there. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, cool. All right, guys. So now I'm hearing my testing.
Yeah.
I'm like super static in my ear.
now.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so So yeah, we've been doing a lot of things. We've been trying to revamp certain things on the show and everything. But there's still some things that we do still keep, and a lot of people still look forward to. And it's right now is the rides. We always talk about the rides on our show, and we're talking about the rides that are going on this month and for next month especially. So right now, right here, I can't read that far.
Yeah, you got the Stop the Violence bicycle ride. This is Saturday, July 30th in North St. Louis. This is out in Missouri. So again, man, if you out there, this is hosted by the Candy Shop Custom Bike. So out there, man. So again, with the Stop the Violence bike ride,
Thank you.
going down Saturday, July 30th, out in St. Louis, and this is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in O'Fallon Park.
Yep, yep. What's next?
And then you got this is the trifecta tour right here. This is the show and ride out.
See, I'm hearing it too.
Uh,
Can you guys
trifecta.
can you guys hear? Can you guys hear us well? Like, if you
Okay.
guys can hear us, just give us
The
likes.
trifecta tour show and ride out. This is August 6th, the 10 a.m. meetup. And this is, there's going to be a 3-bike raffle, yo. This is going down in Long Beach, California, man.
Yes, yes. So this is also held by Brad Marlin, Warren Wong Wheels, also with Artistic Cruisers and Grizz Alley. So all of them are all in cahoots doing the same thing at this show. So it's going to be a good show. So make sure you guys can go to this. All right, what's next?
This is the second annual Summer Cruise downtown L.A. August 27th, 11 a.m. meetup, 12 p.m. rollout. The stretch cruisers are coming out again. All bikes and bike clubs are welcome. Father Sarah Park going down, and again, and this is in L.A. This will be a slow roll cruise through downtown L.A.
That's going to be a great ride. I did that. I did the one last year. It was dope in LA. So they'll give you a nice tour of Los Angeles. All right, who's next?
Ooh,
The
go on.
SoCal show, guy. I'm telling you right now, y'all need to be there at this show. Okay? If you want to see the baddest bikes out there, and it's going to happen in SoCal, September 17th through the 18th at Santee, San Diego, Southern California. This Jimmy Peak SoCal Bike Show. I'm telling you, you guys do not want to miss this show. It's been highly anticipated. We've been waiting for the last 2 years, or 2 times they postponed it. I think there was like twice
so.
they postponed it. So it's here, it's happening, and it's gonna be big. Do not want to miss out. If you got 5 bikes, bring all 5 bikes. Don't try to just bring only one. I mean, bring them all. Let's see what kind of builder you are. Let's see all of your bikes. Let's see your collection. Okay, so that's just how it's supposed to be, man. If you're going to have a big show like this, I feel like you need to bring all your bikes. Or
Yeah.
as many bikes as you possibly can. Because that's just what, that's what you want to do is show off the bikes. So let's show them off. So remember, September 17th through the 18th in Santee,
And
San
now
Diego.
more pressure for those that are trying to get bikes together for the show.
More pressure.
Like, even though you have time, it's like not really.
No, I ain't got no time.
Not really, but
I got
get to it, son.
there is no time right now. There is no time. You got to get your stuff now. I am
How many bikes you working on right now for the show?
possibly 3. Possibly 3.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot.
I know.
I'm doing a lot, and we'll see which one is gonna come. But
Mm.
but that's just what I do to myself. Before a show, I really.
But it's good
really
to
put
have that
myself-
pressure.
I have that pressure.
It's
and,
good, right?
And it pushes you.
Yeah.
It pushes me. So, all right, what's next?
What you gonna ride, son? I read that with a Hulk Hogan, but I didn't do it in my head.
What you gonna ride, brother?
Yeah, here you go. September 9th through 11th, man. This is Frogtown Classic BMX Day. This is going to be crazy, man. This is old school style racing, on the original Frogtown UBR National Downhill track, son.
Damn.
So if you got your BMX, old school, new school, whatever, man, them clunkers, this is the
Hey.
clunker stuff. This is
Guy.
the retro BMX. This is all that stuff, son. So if you got something to ride out there, man, definitely check it out, man, because there's some videos. I don't know if you've seen from the last one, but this is bad, man. You got the old school pros out there. You got the new school. Come get challenged, or you know what I mean. Challenge people. Come
Dude.
get some, pretty much. So
Come
what you
get
gonna
some.
ride,
What
bro?
you gonna ride, brother?
Yeah, man.
So that sounds like it's gonna be a good event.
Oh yeah.
September 9th through the 11th. Oh, September 9th. That's my birthday. All right, what's next?
Ah, and then the league.
The Leeds. The
Going
Leeds.
down. This is 16, 17, and 18 September. This is out there, man, in Roosendaal, man.
In
So,
the Netherlands. So
yeah.
hey, you guys, we're just giving you a reminder, just putting it out there. If you guys want to go to this, let's see you guys go to this. Let us know that you're going to this, and I'll see if I can get you like a Pedals Up podcast T-shirt so you can rock it when you go. So
I just noticed the lowriders in the back of that's tight.
oh, the ghost,
The payaso.
the payasos, yeah. Is that all the rides? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all the rides. Man,
Yeah,
there's some nice
Again,
rides on
if
there.
y'all got rides, if y'all got stuff going down, man, use the chat. Always keep posting this stuff.
There was 2 more rides, PJ. I sent it on we sent it on the messenger and on the Dropbox. The float down, and then there's another one from Compadres, I think it was.
Okay,
It should
so,
be in
so
that
the
folder, so I'm
float-
sure
the-
they'll bring those up.
That one's going down this weekend too, right?
Yeah, that one's going down this weekend too. We want to make sure that if we put up the flyer, if you
Yuma?
send us, this is going to be in Yuma, which is going to be the Los Cyclists invites you to our second annual family float down, Saturday, July 30th. So basically, you float down the river in the daytime, possibly be riding at bikes at night. So I went last year. That one right there. Thank you, PJ. That one right there. It was a fun time, man. It was a fun time. Make sure you guys go to this one. If you guys decide to go down the river, it's probably about like a 6-mile ride, 5-mile float down. So it's fun. They have like about 150 people already going to this, so it's gonna be dope. And then I think, did you get the other one? There you go, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dre Days. Dre Days, you got to blow it up.
Seat Town Slow
There it
Roll,
is.
hosted by Compadres. All riders welcome, right at your own risk. Saturday, July 30th. Meet up at 10 a.m., roll out at 11 a.m. Chelan Cafe in West Seattle. Park on the street or under the bridge. Not Chelan Park. Chelan?
Chelan?
It's like, what you do
Chelan.
today?
The Chelan.
At the parking lot, but not that parking
Yeah.
lot. So park on the street or under the bridge. But again, this is going down Saturday, July 30th at the Chelan Cafe in West Seattle.
There you go. All right, so that's all the rides that we got. And also shout outs to the Thursday rides. I know they're going on right now. So shout outs to all you guys out there, the 928 Bike Lads, the City Boys, all those kinds of people out there riding right
All the Taco Tuesdays.
All the Taco Tuesdays.
Wonderful Fridays.
Wednesday-
the first Saturdays.
Wonderful Fridays. I like that title, Wonderful
There you
Fridays.
go.
The Wonderful
fucking,
Fridays.
The
I like that title.
Sundays.
The
It's like all the
Sunday.
rides, wherever you're riding, man. Just because it's Monday ride. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got a car Tuesday rides. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, I got a DUI on Wednesday rides, whatever, you know. But yeah, man, every week, every day, there's always rides going down, man. But yo, so speaking of rides, man, like, again, man, we always see a lot of cool bikes on the internet. You know what I'm saying? This one, like the actual description of it was on a different language, so I had to kind of try to translate it, son. But this bike was bad as hell, man. I think it says the frame is done by Jesus Christ. Or that's what it says. Or Jesus CHR. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this it was just a badass bike, man. But the sprocket, you see with the bent pedal.
Yeah.
That's
That's from Adam.
Yeah.
Mad Cycle. Shout out to
So as
Adam.
soon as I saw that, I recognized that. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see the spokes, guy?
Yeah, but look at the front end too. The forks and just everything about this bike
Dude.
is sick, man. It just laid out, big body. Looks like a heavy ass bike. Like I would really have struggle putting that shit on my truck, but it would be the shit trying to load it up. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
that is a dope bike.
yeah, the fat tire. Because that's the thing, man. So, some tires, I mean, some bikes look cool with the skinny tires, but some of them look good with the fat tires. Like with this one with the fenders wrapped around.
Yeah.
The seat, it got the cool seat. You know what I mean? Like
The seat post. I like the way
yeah,
the seat post sits
yeah.
on that.
So just all those little details, and it sits low, long, fat, heavy. So I don't know. I dig it, man. This is Flori Velonatic.
That's a nice bike. That is a very nice bike.
Dope pick. You know what I'm saying?
That is a dope pick. So if you guys when you guys send these pictures in, this is how we want them, like sideways, a nice background picture, nothing messing it up or anything, but something kind of cool like this. So congratulations on that for being picked up bike of the week. You know, I went completely opposite of what I usually go for, because I just saw how crazy this bike looked, and I saw Mad Max, and then I was just like, that was in my head, and this bike came in front of me, and then I was like, I am picking this bike right here.
Huh.
You blow that up real quick, dude. This bike,
I don't know if I've seen this one.
Dude, this bike is insane looking. I was I don't understand what the hell he's got going on, but it just looks badass.
Look at that handlebar.
look at look at the handlebar. Look at the forks. Look how the bottom the dropouts holding the front wheel. Like that's some crazy looking stuff right there. That whole body frame. Okay, you guys make sure you guys look him up on Facebook because his other bikes are pretty crazy too. But dude, this bike is insane looking. I mean, when I looked at the whole front end of it, I was like,
That's just straight pedal. No,
it's just straight
no.
pedal. It's just straight pedal. No power. It's just straight pedal.
Puro pedal.
Puro pedo. Puro pedo. So congratulations, Fabian Chaveria. Yeah, y'all know that I'm terrible with names. But congratulations on that, buddy. So yeah, for being picked up bike of the week. So
Yeah, that shit's hard.
it's a crazy looking bike. Usually I'm always shiny and there's a flow and everything, but this bike came in front of me twice in front of me. So usually I'm like, all
Looks
right.
like some shit that come out like the Scrap Father yard.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a dope looking
It has
bike.
that creativeness, that Burning Man kind of thing to it. But that's the thing, man. Like there's something for everybody. Like it doesn't always have to be what you think. Sometimes just thinking outside the box and taking that extra risk and that little extra step to be weird or to be different is gonna pay off.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah,
okay, so yeah, when you build these bikes, man,
yeah.
yeah, when you play these bikes, let me finish my sentence.
Yeah.
When you build these bikes, you don't know what direction they're going to be, but when you finish it, it's gonna, when you actually look at it and you have the people saying, "Oh, dude, that shit came out badass," that's a pretty good thing. So we are going to bring up our guest, but before we bring on our guest, we want to show you her work. And I guess you guys have seen this familiar bike around, so just want to let you guys know this is the work from Stef's Pinstriping. Check it out.
For the for destruction. This is for the This is for the people that grew up inside the ghetto. Most of us deserve a medal, pero ni pedo. Conozco el mismo paletero de cuando era niño. Yo y mi amigo decíamos que éramos primos. A lot of people work hard in the hood. Yeah, they start in the hood, then move far from the hood. That's why you got a lot of heart in the hood. Cause the way we look at life is all good. Claro que se cansa, but even in the hood hay esperanza. El que quiere siempre avanza, siempre hay una chance, puede ser la tuya. Mi homie que también es de mi barrio pero estudia, tiene una carrera, now he's doing cool. Living in a big house, rest the other two. This is for the OG tecatos in the hood that don't ever think of leaving, even if they ever could.
Dude, so now you got to see Frank's from Barcata.
Yeah, his bike.
Dude, his bike has been going through a lot of shows, and everybody has been seeing it out in a lot of shows. And then, but Frank got Stef from Stef Pinstriping. There she is right there.
Yeah.
There she is right there. So, dude, girl. That bike
Dude
is
is
so
fine.
sick. Dude is fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
dude, it just
I'm
comes
just
out
another
naturally.
dude.
she, before we brought her on, she's like, "Hey, I've been hanging around with guys like I've heard all kinds
All
of
my life,
ratchet
so it's
shit,
okay."
So we're used to it, so it's cool. No, but hey, thank you again for coming on. Welcome. Again, like we like to hear people's stories and stuff, and we got to talking a little bit before the podcast, but really tell people kind of. Your journey into, well, first of all, just speak about how you said that just growing up in the Hispanic household, how it was just a little bit different, just kind of starting off, because I'm telling you, a lot of girls that ride with us feel the same way, but us for guys, it's better if they hear it from a female's perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk a little
Yeah,
bit about that.
Yeah, we got to talking earlier, and just growing up in a Hispanic household, how there's certain expectations, for the boys and the girls, like, and I was never with those double standards. So I guess like as an act of rebellion, I just whatever the boys were doing, I wanted to do it too. And I got older. I started liking a lot of the cars and sports and stuff. And um, uh, because of a mechanic class I took in high school, um, the I got interested even more in cars and pursuing a a career in that. And originally, I wanted to be a mechanic, which is why I took that class. Um, but then it was a little, it was cool, but because I'm more artistic, the teacher recommended that I try collision repair. So I ended up at LA Trade Tech, and that's where all this starts because I did the collision program there, and the teacher knew a lot of the like custom stuff, and he started teaching me, and I just kept practicing, and over the years, I just ended up here somehow.
So how long have you been doing the pinstriping?
So all that started in 2008. So to now, that's about what, like 14 years, something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
So it's crazy. You brought up an interesting point about the shop class because we were talking about that how, because you told me that you went from like a school, you moved, and then you had to go to a different school. So seeing that like not all schools offer shop classes, this was like a thing that was like, yo, this made a big difference, right? Because again, you were able to
For
see that
sure.
for the auto stuff, for the car stuff, that it's not just being a mechanic. It's so many different things that you can do. Like just
Oh,
even
for
even
sure.
with the like how you said with the collision, there's the body. There's talk about just a little bit of the different what it kind of opened your eyes that you don't have to know everything, but if you become a specialist in one thing, I mean, it can open doors to a whole bunch of things, right? Because you got to see that there's a bunch of different avenues, right? Like
For
going through the
sure. For
classes and
sure.
going through the school and all that stuff.
Exactly. Just how mechanics could kind of break down into other subcategories. Like there's loop techs, there's smog, technicians. There's the people
Transmission,
that only do
everything.
transmissions and stuff like that.
Everything when you really
So
break it down, right? And same
exactly,
thing
and
with the body, right?
and
With the auto, with the
same thing with
collision,
with
yeah.
exactly same thing. So there's people that only do body work. There's only preppers. There's only painters. And at first that's what I aspired to be, but when my professor opened my eyes to the custom aspects of all this, like that really caught my eye, and I was like, man, like that's just so badass. And I didn't know that all these things were around. I went into this trade knowing nothing. I just knew that I liked cars,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes to show. And really, I was one of the only females. Maybe I think there was like two other girls in the class, but none of them followed through with it. On graduation day, when I walked the stage, and I actually got my associate's degree. My associate's degree is in automotive collision repair, and from my class, I was the only female that made it all the way to the end.
And that
So
and that and that's cool because it's like you have your own you like built your own niche. It's like I can do this like all the other guys, but if I put that
exactly,
female touch on that, it's like I'm like in my own world. It's like you don't have too many other people that you're competing against in the sense of like I'm a girl here. I can handle this. I can swing with the guys and actually throw down on some paint. And I mean,
yeah,
as you can see, all the paint
exactly.
stuff. That's all her work that she has done with all the pictures that we've gotten from her. But I mean, that's Warren Wong's bike. I know that.
Yeah, which she's raffling off, by the way.
At the SoCal show, or no,
Well,
at the I think it's probably going to be at
I think he
Trifecta,
just
man.
the
he just
trifecta.
posted it,
I
Okay.
think it's
or
going to be at the
actually,
trifecta.
On the drawing or
uh, it's gonna get posted on the
Six.
707
On.
a bike life page or something like that.
okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
So,
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 but
so
that's
when it
that's pretty
comes to like
badass.
the pinstriping thing, so you said it was a teacher who showed you like like what kind of brushes to use, what kind of paint to use, how to correct the
Exactly.
corrections and
Ex-
stuff. Yeah.
exactly. So with pinstriping, or with any trade, really, one can only teach you the basics,
Yeah.
and it's really up to you to really dedicate the time and put in the work. Pinstriping, when a professional does it, it looks easy, and it makes you think that you can do it too. But once you actually get the brush and start doing it, it's
It's
like, oh
hard.
wow, like that's not as hard. Yeah,
Not
like
as easy as it
making this,
looks.
Just
yeah, making this line straight
starting,
isn't as far.
ending, yeah, the just the circles, like everything that goes with it,
Exactly,
and then you
exactly,
you fuck up, and you can't just to make the corrections and or to do whatever you have to do. That's just you have to put in hours because like you just said, you brought up an interesting point. Like someone can show you the basic tools, and that's what a lot of these schools, and that's why a lot of you taking these classes is good because
for
they
sure,
give you the basic tools and the understanding. The art part of it, that's on you. There is no limit to where you can take that. That's on you. But
Yep.
knowing the right tools, the right the hey, this brush is the one you need to do to be able to do what you need to do. Like you need someone to at least help you with that because the painting part of it and the doing that, the designing, the that all comes from a lot of that from you.
from practice,
Yeah,
from
from
messing up,
practice. Exactly. You have
from
to,
fucking
you know
shit
what I'm saying?
up.
Yeah, yeah. What did
Listen,
you start off doing? Like did you start off on big pieces or did you learn on little pieces? Like how did you like round pieces, flat pieces? What is the best?
Well, honestly, on anything I could get my like hands on, whatever stood still, I striped it.
Yeah.
Like when um in the shop classes in at LHA Tech, um I basically tagged up all the work tables, the fucking doors, the walls, the equipment.
Yeah.
There was fucking striping everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the teacher kind of didn't mind, but he's like, you better practice because if you're gonna start tagging up everything, like make sure it's fucking nice at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, all right. So I would do, my little panels, but at first they were just practice boards, like doing straight lines and curves and S curves and there's different strokes.
Yeah.
So you get the basics down and then you start building. You put those together and you
Yeah.
start making your pinstriping piece. And then little by little it gets more intricate. You start adding more colors and uh you know
is it therapeutic to
different
you?
layouts.
Is it really
I'm sorry.
therapeutic? Is it therapeutic to you?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Pinstriping has helped me through a lot, really. You know, including recently, um, when my one of my other mentors passed away. You know, it really helped me to relax. Get my mind off of stuff, and because when you're pinstriping, you really have to concentrate. Well, at least I do.
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, so it was really really helpful. And you know, it's I don't know what I would have done if I didn't know how to stripe.
You you
Like I
you
don't know.
you had the privilege to work with Danny, correct?
Yes, Danny D.
Danny
So
D.
after I
Rest
graduated,
in peace.
yes, which is 1 year anniversary, of his death is coming up, and so about 3 years after I graduated in 2011. So
Uh
around
huh.
2014, I saw Danny for the first time at the SEMA show,
Uh huh.
and he was doing like a pinstriping demo. And the following year, he went to LHA because he knew the professor, the one that taught me, the basics.
Uh huh.
So Danny went to him and told him, "Hey, do you have any students that are willing to dedicate a year to me, to be an apprentice?" And so the teacher sent him a few I knew. So they started. Only one of them ended up staying there, and then he hit me up one day and he's like, "Hey, this is pretty cool. You should come check it out." So I go. I ended up meeting Danny in person. Saying what's up, whatever, and talking, and I ended up picking up an apprenticeship with him too. And
Wow.
and so the same deal. Dedicate a year. Uh, Before the year was over, though, I say around month 8, maybe, he hired me, and
Nice.
so I ended up working with him, and I stayed with him for like 5 years, and in 2020 is when I went on my own.
Wow.
And then and then the pandemic happened. So
Yeah. Yeah, we all felt that. But no,
yeah,
but it is good to know that at least you went through the steps. We always encourage people to do whatever they're going to do. Whatever it's painting, whether it's building something, whatever the case may be, but just do it. Don't always talk about it, because if you just talk about it, you ain't doing nothing. All you do is just blab in your mouth. But you took the time and actually dedicated it, and you got taught by Danny D, which is like a world-renowned artist that a lot of people admire in the lowrider world, in the car world, out there as a painter. And so you
for
got
sure.
taught. You worked with him, and you got taught by him. So having that with whatever time frame you have, that's super valuable, because no matter what you
It
work on,
is
there's always something you're doing, and then boom, the back of the head comes
for
Danny
sure.
saying, "Hey, don't do that. Remember, if you do this, like
Yeah,
you have those
exactly.
mentality. So your mindset's in a whole different ball game. So that's really cool, I think.
It is because um, just because like you took a class or just because you took that step, it opened up doors to other things where if you wouldn't have, you would have never probably had the opportunity to even because like an apprenticeship, like something like this is worth a lot. Like a lot of people don't like people pay to go to colleges and pay to learn stuff, but when you're able to do an apprenticeship and you don't have to like pay where you actually like because it depends because it's different deals for different people, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying, and you got to but you have to put in that work, you have to put in that time. It's not really a sacrifice, man, because you're learning. Like there is no losing when you have the right teacher to teach you this stuff. So when you're able to open, when someone opens their shop or their class or their home to you and is willing to teach you a new skill, like that's a big thing. So it's crazy like how things sometimes work out. You know what I mean? Like
For
some things
sure, for
are kind
sure.
of meant to be, but not because it's luck. It's because you took that step. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it was, you made it happen, and always the doors will open once you keep doing that taking that step for whatever passion that is. So this is like all of this stuff that like even reading some of the comments, like people have your stuff, but like things like this will last like a long time. Like even when we're gone, like stuff like this stays around. So people are always gonna talk about stuff like this. So the more stuff you paint, the more stuff you do is like the more
Yeah,
you is always gonna be around, and we never die when that happens. Like even
Mm.
though we might not
for sure.
physically be here, like our energy will always be here because of pieces like this. You know what I'm saying?
For
And things
sure.
like this.
And
Yeah.
that's a good point too, because doing this, you do put a lot of yourself in it.
Yeah.
Like this is your personal touch. There's a lot of pinstripers,
Mhm.
but it's crazy how each pinstriper kind of has their own, like all pinstriping is unique,
Yeah.
and it's crazy how you see the variations in every artist, like everyone has their own touch to it,
Mhm.
and it's super interesting, and I'm so lucky that I get to do this, and it really had just happened by chance. um I'm lucky that,
Then you're doing good.
yeah, yeah,
You're not a
it's
chance anymore. Now
crazy.
you're doing it. You got a
And
name behind you.
yeah, and and it's every day it's a learning experience. My own, me being on my own, is a relatively new, and I'm very thankful for all you guys, that keep me busy, in the bike world, because this world is new, kind of new to me too.
Yeah.
Danny, we used to do bikes with Danny, and that's how I met Warren.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because Danny and Warren, have been friends. We're friends for
A long time.
maybe more than 30 years,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so Warren tripped out on me one day, because you don't see a lot of females in a shop environment,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm lucky on that aspect too, that Danny even took a chance on me, to
Yeah.
let me hang out in a shop and learn. So Warren one day walked in and he needed a touch up on this big ass frame, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, I had never seen a bike that big.
Yeah.
So Danny was busy doing something else, and so he's like, here, touch this up, and in a way I know it was it was his way too of putting me to the test, like if I could pull it off, you know.
Yeah.
I guess he wanted to see, you know,
What you can do. Get down, James
yeah,
Brown.
what I could do. So then Warren started tripping out, you know. You know, Warren likes to make videos and shit.
Yeah.
So so Warren started recording, and you know, from there, you know, I guess he must have recommended me to other people, you know, and then that's how I started, you know, people and working on their bikes, and then, you know, just word of mouth, really, you know.
Well, I
And
mean,
it's
your work that you're doing right now. I mean, you're doing well, and you're picking the bikes that we have seen with your work are like actually people that a lot of people really look at their bikes. So apparently, like Jimmy says, Steph's work will be heavily displayed at the SoCal show. Hope to see you open arms from SoCal Bike Show. So apparently there's going to be quite a few bikes over there that you have done and stuff. So at least when people see things like this, at least people get to see the face and the person behind it. You know, a lot of people don't get to see the face or anything. They just get to see the owner, you know, at all
yeah,
times. And when you actually get to present the team that you have or the people that you have that contribute to that bike, then it makes everything like it makes like a bigger trophy. Like everyone knows now. It's like, yeah, I did that bike. That's my trophy. I did it. Everyone likes it. That's my thing. You know, you did this. You did the Warren Wong's bike. You did Frank's bike. You did other bikes and stuff. I didn't bring other bikes in there because a lot of other, like I was grabbing pictures, so I don't know exactly who did what to what, where. So I just grabbed the
yeah.
pictures of the bikes that I knew of. So those are, and I'm sure that you have more bikes out there that you have done, but at
And
least
some in
people, at least
progress.
yeah, and some in progress, and some in progress. So,
A bunch of
so
bikes right here right now.
at least everybody gets to see that you know who you are and what you do, and then that you actually do you know what you do on these bikes, you know, and it's like that's a good thing, and you know not just label you as just being a female, but people judge you for your work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Exactly, and
don't bring me in only because I'm a female. Judge me
that
because of
has
my
always
work.
been what I aspire to.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that could be a reason why I'm not so good with social media, you know, like, and if you look at my social media, I don't really have like myself there. It's all about my work, and really that's has always been my goal, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like that, you know, like
Yeah.
judge me for my work, you know,
Yeah. Don't
like
judge
not
me
just
for
because I'm
me.
a girl. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
think, don't, you know, don't take it easy on me, you know. I want the challenge,
Yeah.
you know,
See? Yeah,
so
man, I like it. See? I like the challenge. I want the challenge. I see.
I want it,
That's dope.
you
That's
know.
dope. Like
But
you
Yeah,
can take that.
thank
but
you.
the thing is though, sometimes you do have to let it know that you're a female, not because you're competing with guys, but to inspire other females, to
Mm-hmm.
let them know that it's okay for them to try things that that they feel that might not be something that they'll get looked at for whatever, or go through, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you being that chick in the shop with the guys, because as much as you want to hang, like still like guys are can be mean. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like guys
No,
can
I
all.
know, but you know, but for every guy that's like that, there's three more that are gonna have your back. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like there's a lot
one
of good
hundred
Oh,
guys out
that's
percent.
one
there,
hundred
But that's
percent.
just
you
homie
know.
love. That's just homie love. That's in
Exactly.
anything. You have to put in that time and that hour to get that respect. That respect is just a thing where it's like you just put in that time with someone and they see you're solid, regardless if you're male or female. Like people will have your back when you're a solid person. And a lot of things
Exactly,
like
you know. And I
with the yes with the social media, like a lot of times it is hard to do everything because you have to do the business part of it. Like now, how you say being solo, the art part of it,
mhm,
that's your thing. But now the actually like having to do the business part of it, that's the hard part, because
exactly.
it really is something that they don't show you in school, is the business part of it. You get to learn all the
Uh-huh.
art part, the how to do this, the how to do that, but when it comes to the finance part of it, you're just like, what? You mean I have to
And that's
do?
why shopping,
Yeah,
that's why shop experience was so important to me,
yeah,
because I was able not only to see the work aspect of it, but also the managing part of it. Like, how do you manage your business,
yeah,
And, from seeing, not only the shop I worked at, but adjacent shops, because being there, for the years that I was, I became friends with the surrounding, you know, the foods that were in the other shops.
Yeah.
So, and talking to them, and sharing stories. A lot of them would have their own side hustles and stuff, and talking that through, and also just seeing. I'm a very visual learner, so sometimes just looking at situations play out is like, okay, I can do this, don't do that, you know
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah,
do
Yeah.
yeah,
this,
yeah.
don't do that, so you know honestly, working with Danny was super valuable. It's like the best thing that has ever happened to me, really. Because not only did I guess put into practice the stuff that I already knew, um and really sharpen my skills more, but I also learned other stuff, and which was that, like, do's and don'ts. Obviously, I'm still learning. We never stop learning.
Yeah.
You never
There's
stop
so
learning.
much
Life
cool
is like
there's
that.
so much cool stuff. Yeah, there's so much cool stuff out there that people are doing that you probably have never heard of, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I trip out on seeing different um like paint techniques and stuff that I haven't tried before, or maybe I haven't seen, and I'm like, damn, that's just fucking crazy. Like, I'll
Yeah.
try it.
What i- what
And
what is your biggest piece, or what's your most memorable piece that you have done? Like it's like that's it. Like that's the best piece that I know that it's like your mecca piece,
hmm, man, that's hard
you know.
because there's been so much.
Because there's some that can there's some that highlight more than others. There's ones that are more for like television, or just more like personal, for like, like big, it means something to you, like extremely. Just like, what's your favorite piece that you have done, or what's your biggest piece?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, maybe recently, so after Danny passed away, there's been stuff that was left unfinished.
Uh-huh.
And maybe just in general, I guess those people, or keeping me in mind and reaching out to me, or maybe they took it to a homie painter artist, that I know, and then that homie reached out to me, like, hey, I need you to help me, because they know that the time that I spent with Danny, and they respect that, and they want to reach out and get my input, and I guess maybe I could shed some light into the processes that Danny took, and to work it out and participate, and put the finishing touches on stuff that Danny left. And there's not one specific one, but I guess all that
I
has been
got you.
very meaningful to me.
I
You
got
know,
you. So like you just like
yeah,
finished up his work from like there,
yeah,
it going forward. That's
for sure.
that's actually really cool.
But that's the thing too, though. Like how they say, each one teach one. So then you're gonna reach that level where you're gonna have your own apprentices. You know what I'm saying? And
You
like
will.
a lot of
For
times
sure.
we don't see like ourselves, because I talk to him about this all the time. Like we see ourselves for all our faults, for all our everything that the people don't see. That the thing we try to hide, we see all that. So we hold ourselves accountable to all
Exactly.
that shit. So sometimes we are our own worst enemies. We don't see
And your
how
own
other
worst
people
critic,
see us. Yeah, exactly. So
Exactly.
but the more stuff you put out, the more stuff that you keep doing this, and the reaction, and like how you say, when people start reaching out to you, those are signs that you're on the right path, that you're doing right things, that you're making the right relationships. Because that's what it is when it comes to this, is making the right relationships. Because you can't do everything. We all can't do everything. So you have to have the right team to be able to reach out to certain people, to collabs, to do things. To sometimes you have to collab, because then you guys come up with cool shit where it's like, whoa, if we wouldn't have done this, we wouldn't have taken it to that next level. So a lot of times it's
For
really
sure.
making those contacts. You know what I mean?
For
Sometimes you
sure.
might
And
burn some bridges, but so what, right? You have to try. You have to try.
unfortunately, in scenes, that's always, the normal. There's
Yeah.
always, the clicks and whatever, and or, there's falling out, and you
There's
know.
that everywhere.
But that's why you have to create
Yeah,
your own scene. Doesn't matter what you do. Like the pinstriping will open doors to everything, anything. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just
yeah,
have to be
you know,
cars, bikes. It
because
can be
exactly,
the
pinstriping can be applied to whatever.
yeah,
You know, like in the pictures that were going earlier, I've even painted and striped toilet seats.
yeah.
I even had one of those hanging at the Peterson Museum.
Wow.
That's fucking tight.
And that's good. I mean, your artwork's gonna live forever, so you might as well paint as much as you can, so everybody remembers you everywhere. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah, there,
when you as an artist art can stay forever unless it's destroyed, but art can stay forever. There's a story for everything. Like in us, we consider ourselves as like bike artists. Like we build bikes, whether we manufacture them or I mean, like fabricate them or we build them, as in like we do the wheels or whatever. But I don't fabricate. I don't fabricate. I don't powder coat, and I don't lace wheels. But if I have a vision, I come up with a vision for the bike, and I make sure that everything I do, I can make that happen. You, on the other hand, you have a gift, and that's art, drawing and painting and doing all that. That's not an easy thing for everybody to just pick up. So, with that being
no, it
said,
definitely takes time. Like, I'm 14 years in, and I'm finally to this step. You know what I mean?
yeah, and
And there's still more to go. Like I'm just starting off. I'm in my garage. I'm like, you know, going on my third year. And little, sometimes I have a lot of work, and it's like, man, like maybe pretty soon in a couple years it's gonna be time for an actual shop space.
Yeah.
And and then just keep growing my business, and growing my brand, and just practicing more and just getting better, and you know
that's
let's see
right. Like
what comes.
that's why
you know
nowadays with all the social media and stuff, things are so much easier now for you to like record yourself and put yourself out there. Just 30-second videos or 15-second videos, 30 seconds videos, a 1 minute videos, just clips and just clips. But as you keep doing it, you get more comfortable because before, old school wise, we didn't have any of this kind of stuff. We always
for
wanted
sure.
this kind of stuff. We
Yeah,
always wanted everything to like blow up, right? But the thing is that we have a backbone. We have a backbone. We make things happen. We always we knew how to do it, from here without a cell phone. Like we knew how to move things from here, do this or do that, but physical. But we always wanted, it's like, but I want to grow so much and this and that. But we were always back in the old school times. It's like, nah, I'll just do it this way. I'll just do it this way. But there's people out there that are blowing up in so many different avenues, and all it is just take the time to actually look at something that somebody else is doing and just duplicate it for yourself, and then you can grow yourself also. The time is now to kind of like figure out kind of some things that you want to like kind of move. Either you move too fast or you move too slow. You want to move at that organic level. You know how Danny always says, it's like, hey, you don't want to move too fast, but you want to get that momentum going.
You have to grow because
You have
that's
to
the other
grow.
thing too now with social media. Like a lot of people get famous too fast and they skip all the steps, and
And they don't know how to
they don't
act.
have the experience. They don't know how to be
Nope.
when they're there because a lot of this, like when I took this engraving class and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna quit my job. Fuck this, right? Because I started thinking I'm gonna make so much money, but if you focus on the money first, you're gonna discourage yourself. Because I'm glad I took the class because he was like, whoa, 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 you gotta fucking pump your brakes because he put it in a different perspective, not in a real like this doesn't just happen overnight. Like you have to develop your
no,
skill. You have to really because a lot of times you see like people on social media and you think they're doing this full time. So in your head you're like, oh, they probably do this full time, but don't know that they're working a job and still doing this shit on the side and putting in so many fucking hours a day just to make a small piece or just to get it that much far ahead. Like people don't see the sacrifice. They only see the oh that looks
for
easy,
sure.
the easy part of it. But it's like hell no, it's a fucking struggle. Like it's not too many people that do what they really passionate about full time. Like when you really break it down, people have different side hustles or more than one hustle, and they're not living off of just that one thing. But we don't see that shit because we just we just focus on the money, or we just right away seeing the. And as artists too, sometimes that shit is
For sure.
discouraging because we're like, fuck, I'm not making money, I'm not getting my worth. You know what I'm saying? And it don't work that way in the art world, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Like business and art is two completely whole different things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but and all that takes time, and I have given this advice to to the younger kids,
yeah,
that I see that sometimes I get messages like, and I'm like, take your time, you
yeah,
know uh have meaningful practice, really pay attention to what you're doing, and don't get too ahead of yourself for the
yeah,
same reason, like some people try to th- that's what they think about, like, oh, all the potential money I'm gonna
yeah,
make.
Hmm.
yeah.
But it's like, but if you suck,
Nobody's
Yeah,
no
gonna
one's
pay
gonna
nobody's
you.
pay
gonna
you for
nobody's
that
gonna
shit.
Yeah,
pay you.
nobody's gonna pay
You
you.
know,
And maybe you can bamboozle maybe someone that doesn't know any better, but
But then that's it.
at the end you're doing yourself a disservice,
yeah.
Yeah,
because if you keep practicing and you do get better, you're gonna look back on that and you're gonna be like, what the fuck did I put on that? Like, it took me so long to do my first car, my
What was your
because I
first
was
car?
so the first car I did on my own, I striped and leaf. It was like a 80, it was like a 80s, that Oldsmobile. It was a,
Rigo.
the Cutlass.
yeah, I think a Cutlass.
So
That's what it
big,
was.
big
It was a
body.
Cutlass. And I was already working with Danny.
Mm.
So I did this like on one of my random days off, because with Danny we were working like 6 7 days a week, 10-hour minimums.
Yeah,
10-hour
So I had
minimums.
these
yeah,
minimums.
yeah,
When I mean that I spend more time with that guy than probably anyone ever in my life, that's not an understatement.
yeah,
Like, I not even with my parents. I literally used to come home just to sleep and then get up all early as fuck and then go do it all over again.
yeah.
So, but on one of my random days off, um, I went to go do this guy's car, and that shit came out fucking tight. And it's good that I took my time, because now I look back on it, even so many years later, and that shit still looks tight to me.
That's
You
good.
know, it's like, man, like, so it's like, it's good that I waited. It take have pride in your work. You know, and that's always, no matter what I'm doing, I always try to do my best, like, no matter
As you
what,
should.
for yeah, for sure, because I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't. you know
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm very self-critical, and I want I want the referrals that are word of mouth, you
Yeah.
know like, that's what I want, because that means that someone saw what I did, and they're like,
Told
oh
somebody
shit,
else.
what's
Yep.
that? Yeah.
Yep.
what are
Told
Who
you
did
somebody
that?
else.
most active on? Like, what is the best way? Like right now, like if somebody wanted to reach you, what are you most active on? Instagram, Facebook? You have a website? Where can somebody reach you?
Instagram and Facebook, really. I don't have any, I'm an older millennial.
I'm an older
So I don't
millennial.
I get it.
I don't do TikTok or none of
No, no, but
that,
Instagram, Facebook, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's a
Instagram
great
and
place.
Facebook
Yeah.
is really, yeah, it's
Okay.
that's it really. And like I
And you're
said,
based out of
my
Cali, right?
yes,
So
yes,
if someone wanted to
LA County.
like send you some stuff, I mean, obviously reach out to you, but
Oh yeah, I always, if if you're down to ship it, I'll take it. You know,
or pay for you
um,
to go out, right? Shit, why not, right?
or that,
Yeah,
or that.
make it happen. Yeah, why
Although
not?
although that's gonna although that's gonna cost.
Hey, hey, but it don't matter though. You know
It
what I'm
don't
saying?
matter.
Like there's people out there that will pay
Hey,
for when you have a
hey,
talent
yeah,
and
some
you're
people are
badass at what you
fucking
do.
ballers like that.
Like hold yourself to that. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like because you can. You know what I'm saying? Like it can open
Yeah,
doors for yourself.
recently I did like my first, I guess, traveling job, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. I went to uh I drove 5 hours up north to Merced,
Mm.
and that's like a big like farm community. So
Yeah.
I did a one of those big trucks,
Okay.
and I leafed it, striped it in a weekend. I took a helper with me. I did as much as I could in like 2.5 days. Because that's the only time I had, like, I was super swamped here. My helper was super busy too, and um I managed to pull off whatever me and the customer had spoke about, and and it was fucking pricey. I'm like, dude, you want me to do it? I'll go, but you're gonna have to pay for my gas. You're gonna have to pay for my room.
Yeah, I mean
For
that's just it goes with the territory.
Yeah, it does. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah.
and it's like, if you really want it, I'll do it. Like, no problem. And it's specifically if you want me to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the only pinstriper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's other pinstripers around.
Yeah,
You know, um, but I'm like, if you specifically want me to do it, I'm down. I'm like, I'm down as long as you're down.
yeah. See, that's just how that's
So,
just gotta be.
Yeah.
That's just how
and
it's
he
gotta
did
be.
it, and so I was like, shit, all right,
But
let's
that's
go then.
tight. No, that's tight, man. Like, to get to that level, that's cool
Yeah,
because again, you put in that work, you put in all that stuff, and hopefully more trips come for you, and hopefully more doors open up for you. You know what I mean? Again, not just because
Oh,
you're
for
female, but
sure.
because you're an artist that you're really bringing something to the table when it comes to culture. Period. It's not just bikes, cars, whatever, but just as an artistic, like keep doing what you're doing, man, because you will inspire a lot of people just telling your story and just doing what you do, and just keep posting stuff out there because it is an art. It is something that a lot of people wish they can do. I wish I could and I knew how to because it is something that would make me money because I know it adds that's like that cherry on not on everything because not
Yeah.
everything needs it, but there's a lot of things that will give it that pop, that
No,
cherry on
I
top
feel
that
you.
you need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it's not finished till it's striped.
yeah, but like even just having like your phone case, just random little shit, everyday
Yeah.
stuff that you look at every day at work, at your like people have their coffee mugs or whatever. It just any little
Oh,
thing, just having.
and
There
this
you
is a
go.
mixing cup, by the way.
Hey, this,
drinking out of mixing cups.
keeping it real. Hey, but we really do appreciate
Oh
you
yeah.
coming on the podcast.
I,
The chats loved it. I mean,
the
we
chat's been going off. Jimmy's got a lot of things to say on there. This got a lot of people on there writing some long things on there. It's really good. But
Cool. I'm gonna
I'm
have to
gonna
go look at that.
yeah, I am going to let you know that this week's show and last week's show because you guys are true artists and Juan Gonzalez
Nomad
with Nomad
leather.
Custom Leather, and with you because you guys are artists in your own respected fields. I'm a graphic designer. I haven't been pushing my graphics as much as possible, like I used to. I used to be doing it for paintball jerseys and all kinds of stuff. But since I got in the bike game, I went full force in it, and I got so submerged into it that actually talking to you and Juan, it gives me the motivation to to keep like to start again and start pushing out some design work on the computer and stuff like that for like the jerseys and shirts and all kinds of stuff. But I've been doing it for quite some time. But the last two episodes, last episode and this episode, promise you that it is giving me a light for me to start again to push my graphic design skills to go and do some things with it. And that's what it
For
takes.
sure. That's
That's what it
awesome.
takes. It takes another artist to put themselves out there to talk
Yeah,
about themselves and stuff like that. That encourages somebody that's like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing it also. My girlfriend always tries to push me to do it, but then I always like fall back and not do it. But I have to do it because I feel that I am a confident and a strong designer, graphic designer. So I'm just gonna keep on pushing it from here on out. But thank you very much for the inspiration for you, and also from Juan last week for giving me that
thank
inspiration as
you.
an artist to start again. Because it did it
Thank
did
you.
it
Thank you
did
for
hit home
that.
because you guys worked a lot. I know the struggles. I know the hustles when it comes to being an artist and the stuff that you go through in order for you to keep on going. But that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last two episodes I'm really taking them to heart for me to move forward and
for sure.
doing
I'm
my
so,
graphic design work.
and it's great to hear that, and sometimes it is hard to stay, motivated, or come up with fresh ideas, or um and just like you, I do the same thing. I look at other artists work, and try to, um I see something that I like, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
try. It doesn't have to be the whole piece either. Like maybe there's a certain
Just the
technique,
corner. Just the
or
corner.
a certain part of a design that I like. I like, oh, I'll take that and incorporate it somehow. And
Just the
you add your
corner.
own twist, and it's crazy how art just keeps evolving like that.
Yep.
You take other ideas from other people, other places, and you make it your own. And it's crazy to see, you know like I mentioned earlier, how everyone has their own take on stuff, and it is very inspiring to see.
Yeah.
That's the
You
So
you inspire
that,
me.
thank you.
that's the key is you have to surround yourself with other people that'll motivate you. Hey, do you have any like shout outs you want to give before we leave? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
uh Shout out to Mr. Warren Wong. He texted me earlier, and he's like, I need you to mention the California Love Show,
We know.
and that there's a tribute to Danny and Mr. HB. And I'm like, all right, I'll
Cool.
say it. So there it is.
There it is. Hey, where's the flyer, guy? You haven't even sent us the flyer so we can share that information.
I didn't get that either.
See, Warren?
And shout out to my homie J Rod.
Yes.
Maybe you're watching out there. I have something spicy in progress for him too. So watch out for that. And yeah, I have a few bikes, that I'm working on right now. So keep an eye out for that in the next month or so. And
be good.
yeah.
So everybody watching, follow her on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can see all the updates and all that stuff that she brings out, man.
Stef's pinstriping.
Yeah,
out there,
and
guys.
thank you in general to, like, the bike crowd. Like I mentioned earlier, this bike road is like a new thing for me. I come, I'm more from like the lowrider side, and since I was exposed to this kind of bike scene to now, it's crazy to see the evolution, because a lot of graphics and paint and striping and stuff like that, you know, was usually seen, from my perspective, like in the lowrider scene,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to see how other, I guess, types of bikes are kind of adopting,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the custom,
it is getting
like
stronger. Yeah.
paint and striping and stuff. And because I've been doing all types of different bikes, and it's crazy. So thank you guys in general for keeping me busy.
Yeah. Hey, J Rod is in the chat. Just
J-Rod is in the
just
chat.
FYI. He just said woohoo spicy. So
Ooh,
hey,
spicy.
Yeah.
again, thank you
Thank
again.
you very much. Greatly appreciate you being on the show. Yeah, right there, you guys. You heard it. You talked to her. You heard her tell her story about her pinstripes. That's pinstriping. So, hey man, there she is, the person behind a lot of the bikes that are out there. A lot of people don't get to see it, but Stef's right there. Thank you very much for being on our show. We greatly appreciate it. Don't hang up. Okay, just don't hang up. But yeah, man, it's been a good show.
Yeah, it was a great
It's
show,
been a
man.
great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Stef. Thank you, Stef, for coming in on the show and being part of a show. We greatly appreciate it. And for all you guys out there, hey, man, there's something out there for you to do. There's always something out there for you to do. And if you don't do it, you can't just talk about it. You just got to do it. And the more you complain about it, hey, man, all you had to do is just do it. So find a skill, and if you got the skill, do it. And if you ain't got a bike, get a bike. Stop being lazy in your goddamn life. And we out of here. There might be a video at the end, I think. Oh, no.
So for this build, we're gonna go with the Nexus 3-speed with the coaster brake. It's like having a Corvette engine on this one. So since it's an old school, we're gonna go with the rat rod theme. So step one, we're gonna prep it. So pretty much clean it, and then step two, paint it. So Ain't nothing to it but to do it, son. So let's get to it.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's tuna time, bitch.
Is there anything new you can do with tuna? Tuna helper.
Before I get to painting, it's a little wobbly, it's a little chueco, homie. So you're gonna have to straighten it out. This is the indicator. This is what I use. It's a cheap tool, son, because again, you gotta remember, Danny cheap, son, but I've been using this for a while. And pretty much there's a trick to tightening it, depending on which way it's rubbing, loosening and tightening it. And pretty much it, so let's get to it. Much hit them up with some red paint, nothing fancy, kept it simple. Now they're straight, got the tire on. That's it, time to put it together. So see this is real life sweat. It's hot as hell out here, so I just pretty much prepped the wheels, got the wheels done. I live next to the airport. The airplanes don't give a fuck. You're gonna get sweaty. If you're working outside, you're gonna get sweaty. But so what? That's why you gotta be quick, do what you gotta do, and get it done, son. In the sun. Riding my bike. I'm in Oakland and I'm riding my bike. Hey guys, howdy y'all. Let's go play some basketball. I'm in Oakland and I'm riding my bike. I'm in Oakland and I'm riding my bike. Hey guys, howdy y'all. Let's go play some basketball. He used to be zestfully, now I stay Irish Spring clean. Yada, I'm discussing. In the shower I sing, and I be dancing. Which fan should I wear today? All black or black and gray? Got the gloves with the fingers cut off. iPod, give me something, get this day started off. I'm on MacArthur, I'm on Broadway, I'm on Telegraph. Where your mom stay? Emery go round if nothing's around. And 40th, here I come. San Pablo at the IHOP. Give me chocolate pancakes, kisses on top. Tall glass of milk to wash it down. Wear my swing jack and I hit the town. I'm in Oakland and I'm riding my bike. John Diamond made the beat, gon' kill it.
When we out there on the road, it ain't no giving up. And when you fall behind, I suggest that you pedal up. I'm doing a Friday night groove with the pedal up. This is bike life music, we all pedal up. We roll out on time, it ain't no holding up. We came to ride, you gon' ride with pedal up. We ain't like them other clubs, Ssonn ride with us. It ain't no lacking, jaw jacking, we gon' get it in. You never rode before, pedal up or break 'em in. This is bike life music, I done did it again. We show support and love, man, everybody. We laugh and joke, we ride with everybody. Pedal up, you see the patch, remember the name. By high spot, got you banging, you feeling the flames. To the right, keep it tight in a single file. Roll out without a doubt, we about to get in some miles. Turn up my sounds and let's get to tapping. Feel the wind, love bikes like I love rapping. I done